Alright, this video is basically to show my pedal board. I know it looks huge, but it's actually two separate boards. So this part of the board goes in the front of the amp, and it starts with goes into the poly tuner by TC into a clean buffer, which brings it down to low impedance, and then into the fat boost, where I use this as basically like a line driver. So these two together, when I first started working on putting a board together, was basically just like I had a neighbor that had a line driver by Cornish, and it really emulated it, and obviously not for $500. Then I go into the Wampler compressor, which I like because it has the blend knob, which for some reason is pushed up, but that's alright because I just took it out of the case and all the knobs are always messed up. So it's got a blend knob, which I like. It's not 100%. And then I use the AC booster just basically as a clean boost with almost no gain on it. It's like a bright boost. Then I go into the clone by Matthew Effects. Now, I'm not really crazy about the way this pedal sounds when it's by itself, but when I put the Timmy on with it, which I have up here, which I have it usually set like this, is how I have it when I play live. When I put it with the Timmy, it gives that, it basically has like that Dumble sound that Larry Carlton has. Just a great sound. Then I go into the boiling point. The boiling point I use for like a middle overdrive type of like a low, not a low, but a low to medium gain sound. And again, this one is slightly off too. Hold on, let me just fix which this one goes up and this one's down. That's right. Yep. Okay. That's right. Alright, sorry for the shaky camera work, but I'm just trying to, because everything, when it goes in my case, it all gets banged up. And then I go into the JHS Angry Charlie. This is like a brown sound distortion. Alone, if you use the pedal with a Strat, the drive all the way up's good. I like to keep the noise floor low, so I pull the gain back, and then with the Timmy kind of adds it back. Then I come up here and we'll go into the Special Freak. This is kind of like a mid-range sound. It's great for AC/DC, that type of clean, in-your-face. Try to keep the noise floor low on that as well. Then I go into the Jetter Indigo Fuzz. This fuzz is somewhat like, and again, yeah, that's right. Okay, it's somewhat like a scooped, no mid type fuzz. And again, when I put the clone, this one here, the clone in front of it, boy, it has a great sound. Then it really opens up. Then it goes into the Vic Audio from Mike Vickery, the Ram's Head 73. And this is like a clone of like the David Gilmour fuzz. It's really great. I mean, I have nothing but great things to say about this fuzz for $130. It's one of the best out there. This is from England, from Rebel Effects, called the Stonehead Fuzz. Just a great low noise fuzz that sounds awesome. And then we go into the Black Cat Super Fuzz, which is basically like your Univox over-the-top Soundgarden fuzz. Just fantastic. And then, of course, I go to the Timmy. The Timmy I use as a boost for all my solos, no matter which pedal I'm on. When it's time to play a lead or stand out, I get the Timmy. And then the only other pedal that goes into the front of the amp is the Re-Echo, and I use this as a single slapback delay. And let's see if I can block out some of the sun on it so you can see the name. Well, it's the Moore Re-Echo, and it's great. It's great. When I play with the FM station, I use it on Satisfaction Guaranteed, but otherwise it's basically like a country. So then, on the second board, which you can kind of see now where there's a separation here, this is another board, I come in from the top, and I come in with the Univibe, and this is the Deja Vibe that runs on a 9-volt, and I keep it on modern, and the chorus sound, and it's fantastic, one of my favorites. Now I have the Strymon Ola, and how I have this set is, I set it so when I put it on, it gives me a vibrato, and like a heavy vibrato, very much like a Warn record type of thing. But if I have the favorite clicked with it, then it gives me that real over-the-top chorus, that lush chorus. This is the diamond diamond tremolo, and I love the diamond tremolo. I use the orange setting. When you click this light, it'll go through different settings. I use the orange setting. It's fantastic. You can break it down too with triplets and eighth notes. It's really cool. I love it. The only one for me. And then I come down after that into the Helix Phaser by DC Electronic. And then I come into the Vortex. And these knobs are all been moved around. I have them in my phone for when I do a show. I set everything up from the pictures in my phone. And after the Vortex flanger, I go into the, see like this here, this delay should be like this. I already know the settings. It's 3 like this. And that I use for like a certain type of delay, a dotted eighth. The Echelon by New Neighbor I use for like just my regular, somewhere between 350 and 400 millisecond delay. And then I go into the Seraphim reverb, which sometimes, depending if I'm playing super clean, I'll throw on the shim. But for the most part, I don't use the shim, which is, that extra fifth or octave, depending on, I forget what this one is. I think it's the fifth. Anyway, so that's all the pedals. That's the board. It's not as crazy and hectic as everyone makes it out to be. But it's a working board. So mainly, like, if there's some type of delay, tremolo, chorus, univibe, flanger, and phaser type of effect. If I need that, that's there. And for the most part, I'm basically bouncing here. I usually keep the compressor on. I do like to turn it off when I use this, when I use the Angry Charlie, and the Special Freak, only because it really raises the noise floor, and I don't need, the way you look at it is like, this is an amplifier. It's a 1-to-1 amplifier, a clean buffer. It takes it in from high impedance to low, and then I'm going into the boost, the line driver, and that also is an amplifier. So it's like when you're stacking amplifiers, you're stacking noise floor. And then I come here, and I'm in the compressor, and that one also, as a compressor limiter, acts as, because you have a volume on here, and I can come up louder than it was, therefore, it's an amplifier. So I try to turn that off when I'm using stuff that has a lot of sag in it, like the Angry Charlie or the Special Freak, although the Special Freak's not so much. The Indigo Fuzz, I kind of like that it adds sag. It makes it sound more amp-like. For the most part, other than that, I really love all these pedals here. Again, the clone by itself, I'm not so thrilled with, but when you mix it with the Timmy, it's like, it's magic. It's that magic potion, that Dumble sound. Of course, I'd rather own a Dumble just because I can then turn it around for $70-something thousand and buy a Fuchs amp and then keep all my pedals. Anyways, so that's the pedal board. So now you see what it is. And also, just so you can see what's underneath here, I'm running 2 pedal power 2s under the drive board. And I think I'm using 15 of the power. I guess there's 15 pedals, so I'm using 15 out of the 16 of the supply. And then in this one, I only have the 1, and it's powered by all 8. And everything is somewhat clean. And that's it.